Welcome to 3D Amazon FBA. Today I'm going to talk to you about tips on how to do well at Walmart. I do more business with Walmart than I do any other store, and I'm talking like double Walmart compared to any other store. I don't do like most people on YouTube posting all these clearance finds and stuff like that at Walmart. I do very little clearance shopping at Walmart. I mean, if I see something periodically, I'll grab it, obviously, because I want to make money, but I don't do a whole lot of clearance at Walmart. And the reason why is Walmart pretty much clearances out the same stuff at every store across the entire country, and you're going to have hundreds of people reselling that stuff on Amazon, and the price always tanks. Sometimes I can get my stuff in fast enough and I don't feel it too much, but the price always tanks. It's just like clockwork. But where I live, I have 4 Super Walmarts and 3 Walmart grocery stores. 2 Walmarts I go to twice a week, sometimes more, and I just get my replens at the stores. The one on the east side of town, the Super Walmart, I just don't go that way very often. There's not very many stores in the area. I think in that whole area there's maybe 4 stores I would go to, and I have like 3 or 4 of each of those closer to there, so I don't go there very often. And the one in Rosedale, which is like the far north side of town, I don't go there very often just because their employees are just jerks. Like I've had them refuse to let me use my reseller or my sales tax exemption card. Actually, I tried to get my exemption card from that store, and they actually had me wait for over 2 hours, and they didn't do it. I've just had nothing but poor customer service there. I've actually left stuff there like 3 different times, arguing over people with managers just trying to use my tax exempt card. It's the only store in all of Southern California I've ever had a problem with. And I've sourced San Diego, I've sourced LA, and Lancaster, Santa Clarita. Of course, locally, I've sourced Walmart up in the Frisco area. I forget which cities exactly I went to. And for some reason, the only store that's ever given me any problems is that Rosedale store. So I just don't even go in there. It's just horrible. Plus, their store is always a mess. So anyways, if you're going to source Walmart consistently, the first thing I recommend is get your tax exemption card. You do have to go get your business license, however your state does it. I don't know how all the different states do whatever it is they do for tax exemption card. But in California, I got my business license, my EIN number, and whenever I became legit, Walmart has program for tax exempt for resellers. Walmart is very reseller friendly, apparently, except for that one store I was complaining about. But anyways, so if you get your tax exempt card, that just opens up a ton of avenues for you because, locally it's 8.25%. So for every $100, I'm saving $8.25. And it adds up really quick, especially since, I spend probably $8,000 a month at Walmart. So that money adds up real quick. Walmart also has tons of grocery items that are profitable. That's where most of my money goes, honestly, is to their grocery department. I have like at least 40 different replenishable items at Walmart, and they're all in the grocery section. I go in there. I'm actually, as soon as I'm done making this video, I'm going to write out my shopping list for Walmart because I'm going there probably about 7 o'clock after I feed my kids. Me and my kids usually do Walmart before they go to school. But, Walmart is really, really good with their grocery. And I've found stuff when I went to Phoenix and, I did Arizona vacation during the summer. I went into Walmart because I was just killing time. And I was in my own car. I didn't have like car rental. I didn't fly or anything because I drove there. I just sold so much stuff. I bought a lot of stuff and sold a lot of stuff from that trip that they don't have locally. So, different stores have different items and different prices. So if you're out of town on a trip, jump into Walmart. You can find some really good items. I've actually tried to talk the managers into trying to stock items here, but Walmart, they're like, oh, we just can't do that. We just can't request product to come in, which sounds ridiculous to me. But, different stores will sell different things. Plus at Walmart, try to learn their prices, because, I don't sell it anymore because the price dropped and all the Walmarts raised up their price. But for months I was selling Taco Bell hot sauce in a bundle. And, it cost me, they were, I think, $1.38 a bottle at the store closest to me. And then the other store I go to, they were selling for $1.08 a bottle. That's a 30-cent difference, and the stores were less than 5 miles apart. And I was buying it for $1.08 a bottle, and I was making like anywhere from $2 to $4 because the prices fluctuated like crazy. But now the other store raised their prices to $1.38, so it's not even profitable or worth my time anymore. But check out different stores. If you find a good product that has a really high sales rank, but it's off like 20, 30 cents from your threshold or whatever it is, check out the other stores, because different stores will charge different prices for stuff. So that's another recommendation, is just memorize the prices and go through there. Yeah, and when I started sourcing Walmart, like in the beginning, because I know Walmart's a good place. I know Walmart has like cheaper products and you can make money at Walmart. I just knew you could. So I would actually go up and down aisles. And I'm talking, I would go to Walmart and I'd pick an aisle. I'd scan every single item on that aisle and move on to the next one. And I would do like a whole department in a day. And I'd take 3-4 hours, and I'm talking, I would scan everything. I'd go through and I'd do kitchen one day. I'd do bath one day. I would do toys the next day. So I would go through and do that. And that's how I learned and how I came up with my own way of shopping Walmart, because I already know from experience what type of products to look for. I already know what brands to look for. So it takes a long time in the beginning, but eventually you'll just snap one day and you're like, oh crap, this is great. Oh, this is great. Okay, they just changed that model over. I'll come back to it in a month to see if someone adds it on Amazon, because I don't make my own listings. I don't have a good camera and stuff like that. So I wait for other people to make the listings. Like Pioneer Women's, like a perfect example. Like in the very beginning, because I was gated, I wasn't, there's Pioneer Women's ungated. So that was like my first like replenishable items I found from Walmart was these syrup pours. They don't even make them anymore. But these syrup pours, I was like selling them like crazy, and it was cool. And it was a regular price item. It was a regular stock item. I was selling these salt and pepper shakers, these teal salt and pepper shakers. And, it was really cool. But for some reason, it seems to me they don't want to sell their products, because like once a year they go through and they just switch out the colors and they bring in a whole new line of product, which I get, you want to keep it fresh and all this other stuff. But their products are getting uglier. Like when I first started selling, they had clear glass and they had this teal glass. And the same with like pie cutters and things like that. And they sold really well. It was very consistent. And I think the ROI was like 60-70%. And I was just buying it like crazy. And then like when they switched that out to the next ones, they went to this dark blue. They got rid of pretty much everything teal. They went into this dark blue. And as far as Amazon goes, nobody wanted it. In the stores, it seemed like nobody was buying it because it was always there. And I go in the stores like 2-3 days a week. And it didn't sell at all. They did have a few like things that would still sell, like some butter plates, with a little lid to it. And most of the stuff just didn't sell. That dark blue, nobody wanted it. So they just switched it out again. All of that ugly stuff is in. And what they have now is a similar color to the teal that I sold before, except it's solid glass and not or like a solid color, because before it was like the tint to it, and now it's like just a solid with no decoration. Nothing. It just looks like it's just a solid dark teal. Like, I don't know what they have exactly. I think like a butter dish, and they have they don't have the syrup pourer. I think they have some salt and pepper shakers. I forget exactly what it was, because it's totally different products than what they had like 2 months ago when they switched it over. And it's just so ugly, and you know, it makes me sad, because you know, it's like a soft spot, because that was like one of the first brands that I sold consistently. But it just seems like every year their stuff is getting uglier. But anyway, so I guess the point is assuming Pioneer Women was still good, you know, you go through the cycles every year, they freshen it up, and those same brands that they sold last year, you know, in theory would continue selling. You know, you just have to hope their stuff doesn't get ugly. But, you know, so when Walmart does their yearly changes, if you find something that's good, odds are you'll be able to still find stuff as they refreshen every 6 months to a year. You know, so that's good to learn their cycles and what's good in Walmart, because it's like evergreen. Walmart changes twice a year, you know, in some areas once a year, and they just bring in the same stuff, just, you know, they'll modify it. So those are like my tips for sourcing Walmart. Is they're excellent for replens. You know, their cycles, they're just like clockwork. Every single year, they get the same brands, the same type of stuff. You know, they might switch up the colors like the Pioneer Women thing. But, you know, they always have pretty much the same stuff. They'll just tweak it a bit the following year when they do their changes. And the big one is get your tax exempt card. It's crucial to you succeeding shopping Walmart, unless you're just doing grocery, because grocery is tax exempt. At least it is in California. But that tax exempt card is the difference between, you know, finding something that's just barely unprofitable to being something that you can just buy constantly and just have another replenishable item. So I hope you got some value out of my video. If you can like and subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching.